Good afternoon and welcome into Blue Water Stadium in the Hawke's Bay for Week 12 ISPS Handa Men's Premiership action between the host Hawke's Bay United and the Wellington Phoenix. Hawke's Bay United entering the week in 7th place on the ladder, but not completely out of semi-final contention on 10 points. 1 point ahead of the Wellington Phoenix reserves. A beautiful afternoon in Hawke's Bay, as we've come to expect throughout the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership season. Hawke's Bay United, of course, who had a dreadful start to the campaign, losing their first 5 games. They then went unbeaten through 4, but have dropped their last 2, have Hawke's Bay United. Last week, a 2-1 defeat to Hamilton Wanderers after they led 1-0 at half time. Of course, last week, a 2-1 loss to Canterbury United. As we, man of the moment, Oscar Mason, 16-year-old Napier Boys high school student who will be making his debut for Hawke's Bay United this afternoon. And it's one of 2 changes that coach Chris Greatholder has made to the Hawke's Bay United side. Of course, Greatholder and Bill Robertson, the co-coaches of Hawke's Bay. And along with bringing in Oscar Mason, also brought in Jackson Woods. There are officials, Luke Gardner, Mark Rule and Gareth Sheehan. And also our 4th official, Trent Pedley. Curtis Mogg, the Wellington Phoenix captain. And Fergus Neal, captain of Hawke's Bay United. Luke Gardner, the referee. Looks like Curtis Mogg has won the toss. No, in fact, Fergus Neal looks like he won the toss. Looks like they're going to switch sides from what they currently are lined up. Chance to check out the 2 lineups. Hawke's Bay United, as I mentioned, Oscar Mason, the 16-year-old in goal, his debut in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership, in place of Scott Morris. The other change, Jackson Woods in for Jim Hoyle, co-captain of Hawke's Bay United. So 2 changes to the 11 for Greatholder and Robertson. The Wellington Phoenix reserves, they've made 3 changes to the side, which was beaten by Hamilton Wanderers 2-1 last week after leading 1-0 at half-time. In come Alex Paulson in goal, Finn Sermon and Benjamin Old. Of course, both Old and Sermon returning from suspension. Paulson replacing Case Sims, who got an opportunity last weekend. And, of course, Thomas Rainbow out injured. Alex Clayton, goal scorer last week, sick. So a couple of enforced changes and Wonders personnel swap from coach Paul Temple, who will welcome back Ben Old, who is, along with Riley Bidwar, his leading goal scorer with 3 goals, and Oscar Van Hattem also back after a couple of games out. He returns via the bench, having scored 2 goals for the Phoenix in season 2020-21. I'm Brenton Vinicius. I will have the call for you this afternoon as we're underway. The Wellington Phoenix in their familiar yellow strip, playing from left to right, as you see it. Hawke's Bay United in the black, playing from right to left. An early touch for young Oscar Mason. Help settle the nerves for the youngster. What a mentor he has. Of course, Jonathan Gould, the goalkeeping coach here at Hawke's Bay United, former Celtic and Scotland international goalkeeper. Can't get much more experienced former goalkeeper to call on in Hawke's Bay United have for young Oscar Mason. Bit of wind coming across the ground. While it is a beautiful afternoon, it's a bit brisker wind-wise than it has been in the past couple of visits we've had to the Bay. Oscar Mason, another early touch, finding Caden Atkins. Atkins looking down the line. Nice chest from Akers. But then Phoenix pick up the loose ball. Toomey, formerly of Hawke's Bay United, will know the Mason family very well, and a few of the other players in this Hawke's Bay United side. Mandia now on the ball. Spreads it out wide to the new players. Jackson Woods is back in 11. Chris Greatholder this afternoon. Cross comes in, cut out by the Phoenix. And they're first to the next ball. Then it's back at the feet of Hawke's Bay United. Neil into a bit of space. His chance to size up the pass. Comes out wide to the left to Othman. Othman with a right-footed cross. Out by the Phoenix initially, but still in the area. Still in a dangerous position for Akers, who blasts over the bar. Wow, that fell on a platter to George Akers. Perhaps should have tested the keeper there. Woods with a nice little chip cross. And Akers, first time effort it needed to be. Had both Curtis Mogg and Finn Sermon in close attendance, the two Wellington Phoenix reserve centre backs. So a slight change to the system that Phoenix reserves operated from the start last week. They had a back three and two wing backs, with Finn Sermon back from suspension, back into that familiar back four. Of course, no doubt impacted by the fact that Alex Clayton isn't available. So Jalen Rodwell, who was playing in that centre-back role last week, moving into a holding midfield role with Adam Hillis. Benjamin Old, dangerous player for the Phoenix reserves. Bit of space out in the area, trying to find Riley Bidwar. Bidwar does get to it. Hawke's Bay United unable to clear. Now Jackson Woods is able to do just that. Akers tracking back well to give an option. And now Hawke's Bay United can look to counter-attack. Through Cameron Emerson initially, all the way back to Paulson, who's not afraid to play with it, ball at feet. Manages to evade Emerson. And now the Phoenix back down the other end. There's Toomey. Toomey has Ott. Can he find him? Late arriving Old also in the area. Now finds Old. Not the best first touch, but manages to bring it under control. Finds Bidwar. Bidwar's dispossessed. And now it's Mania Cole. Pickering. Mania Cole in a new number this afternoon. We're number 9, having worn 13 previously. Mania Cole having represented South Sudan in international football. You see casting the net far and wide. Plucking Mania Cole out of football in New Zealand. Now Cole trying to make a name for himself at the National League level. Phoenix like to play out of the back. Nice turn that from Toomey as he just rolls Caden Atkins. Atkins comes back for seconds, and the pass from Toomey isn't that good. Jackson Woods able to intercept. Toomey tries to make up for his mistake and does win possession cleanly, says the referee. All the way back to Mogg. Finds his goalkeeper, Paulson. Opportunity here, and finish with aplomb by George Akers. Well, that's similar to what we saw yesterday, trying to play out from the back, a wayward pass straight to Akers, and Akers says, thank you very much. Paulson well out of position. Paulson straight to Akers, and really, keeper can only blame himself there. Great finish, though, by Akers. First time into an empty net. And George Akers has his 4th of the season. Level with Hawke's Bay United's top goal scorer, Jesse Randall, of course, missed the second half of this season, having gone over to the States to start his college commitments there. Scored the first goal, 4 goals of the season for Hawke's Bay United. Since then, George Akers well and truly stepped up to the mark. So, Hawke's Bay United gifted an early goal here at Blue Water Stadium in Hawke's Bay. Now, Othman wide on this near side. 1-on-1. Sliding tackle, always slightly dangerous, but managed to get away with it. Noah Ratney with the tracking back tackle. Chris Nike, excuse me. Noah Ratney on the bench. Saw his brother Seth make his debut last week. Became the youngest player in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. Noah Ratney, who made his debut for Team Wellington late, for the Wellington Phoenix, excuse me, late last season. Looking for another appearance off the bench, perhaps later today for Paul Temple's side. Van Rysel with the cross, trying to pick out the big figure of Ott. Evades Ott, and Othman is able to clear. So a throw in for the Wellington Phoenix, deep inside Hawke's Bay United's half. Holds the outlet. He'll come back into midfield for Hillis. Hillis, I think, tried to test the keeper there, was certainly well away from Toomey if it was an attempted cross. Comfortable for the young debutant Oscar Mason. He will have enjoyed his contribution so far. Hasn't been forced to make a save. He's been out a few touches though. Felt like he's been part of the game. Karan Mandir coming deep to receive possession. Harassed by Hillis, who gives up a free kick. Bit of grabbing from both players, but Hillis judged to have fouled Mandir. Now Old. He's pushed over. By Pickering. I think a few of the Hawke's Bay United players saying it was just an accident. Looked a bit more deliberate than an accident. Hillis. Back to Sermon. Returning to the Phoenix reserve starting lineup. Now Rodwell. Rodwell dispossessed in midfield. A Cole tries to thread a ball through to Akers. It's cut out. It's dangerous though for the Phoenix reserves again, giving up the ball in midfield this time. Hawke's Bay United look to pounce. Sermon. Back to Paulson. He's returning to the starting 11 as well. Paulson won't have enjoyed his opening to this game after returning for Case Sims with the gloves. Paulson. Hillis. Rodwell. Old. There's Fergus Neal, the Hawke's Bay United captain, on his back, forcing him further in his half. And a Cole's able to come up with a loose ball, dispossessing Rodwell. And then he can't find a teammate in Emerson. Rodwell. Hillis. Has Nike on that right flank. Decides not to use him. Back to Sermon. Now captain Curtis Mogg. Not a full press, but when they're deeper in their half, a bit more of a press from Hawke's Bay United. Now finding an outlet wide on that far side. Cross comes in. Well over the head of even the tall figure of George Ott. Couldn't get on the end of that one. Now Othman looking to break down this near side. Powered up by Hillis, but beats Hillis relatively comfortably. Tries to find Akers, dispossessed by Naker. Comes up with a nice back heel to find Old. Now Old dribbling with possession, which he's very comfortable at. Trying to turn provider. Pries open this Hawke's Bay United defence. Phoenix reserves come all the way back. Mogg. Paulson. Sermon. .11.5 minutes gone here at Blue Water Stadium. That's the first of 3 games to complete round 12 of the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership today. Of course, yesterday we had 7 goals all the way to Team Wellington. The Phoenix reserve trying to equalise here. Old. Oh, good tracking back. I think those Jackson Woods, and in the end, Old is judged to have fouled Woods, who did wonderfully to get back, because Old was about to pull the trigger. But beating him to the ball there was Woods, and then Old was about to strike the ball. Unfortunately, caught Woods, certainly unintentional. But great tracking back by one of the new players in the 11 for Chris Greatholder and Bill Robertson this afternoon. Hawke's Bay United co-coaches, Jackson Woods, along with this man, the debutant, goalkeeper Oscar Mason, just 16 years of age. Big congratulations to him, making his debut in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. Yeah, I mentioned yesterday, Team Wellington, quite spectacular against Eastern Suburbs at David Farrington Park, 7-0. Hamish Watson with his 2nd hat-trick in as many games at the ground. 7 goals in 3 weeks to pull him clear at the top of the Golden Boot race. Akers into the area. Can he find a teammate? Dwelled on the ball for just a bit too long. Allowed Old to close him down, but Akers does win a corner for Hawke's Bay United. Took a bit too long to try and chip that ball in, and Old was able to get the block in. It'll be Karan Mandir to take the set piece. First of the game from this near corner. Floating it into the area. Comes free at the back and then blasted in by Pickering, but wide. Thankfully for Alex Paulson and the Wellington Phoenix reserves. It had some venom on it by Pickering. He's slightly disappointed he wasn't able to hit the target. Bit of space at that back post. Found Pickering at the edge of the area, and he flashed it wide at that near post. Othman. Neil. With a bit of space, the Hawke's Bay United captain. Space quickly stopped though. They go all the way back to Oscar Mason. Caden Atkins. Mandir. Playing a deeper role today, Mandir. Atkins. Searching for one of the targets up front, and either Emerson or Akers. Goes all the way back to Paulson. Quickly gets play back underway. Finds his captain Mogg. And then Paulson asked to come out of his box, and happy to do so. Enjoys the ball at his feet. Unfortunately for him though, he came up with that errant pass and went straight to George Akers, who found the back of the net in the 5th minute. It's what's separating the two sides at the moment. I say Hawke's Bay United have been the better of the two sides so far. Perhaps deserved that lead, even if they were gifted the opening goal. And the ball, kids in attendance here to help out. And here it is. Well, George Akers, I say thank you very much. It was a great finish with the left foot, first time. But into an empty net. He just had to hit the target. Paulson wasn't going to get back in time. And he did. Akers' 4th goal, and here's an opportunity for Mandir. Finn Sermon did just enough in the contest, and it just ballooned up to Paulson to comfortably take. Another giveaway by the Phoenix, this time back to George Akers. Akers trying to turn provider now. First ball cut out, opportunity for a colder strike, and he does, left-footed, but straight at Alex Paulson. So again, the Phoenix giving the ball away. Akers setting up to a Cole at the top of the box. And he had a go with that left foot. Straight at the Phoenix reserves keeper. Both coaches upstanding in their areas. Paul Temple for the Wellington Phoenix reserves. Chris Greatholder for Hawke's Bay United. Of course, his co-coach, Bill Robertson, centre back. Vastly experienced player at this level, Bill Robertson. Louis Toomey into a bit of space. Finds Bidwar. Bidwar back to Toomey. Toomey shoots. Oh, just wide. And I think that was Oscar Mason who got a good hand to that to deny Toomey. The debutant coming up with a very telling contribution. As Toomey's shot came in, just fingertips there. Very important from Oscar Mason, the 16-year-old. To just steer that wide of his post. Now the Phoenix with their first corner of the game. Floated towards the back post, quite a lot on it. Can they win the second ball? No, but they win the third. Good strong tackle by Mandir, who looked to unleash Othman, unable to find him. Rodwell does well to clean up and break up that play, and then Emerson's judged to have committed a foul just inside the Phoenix half. There wasn't much in that was there, but I think the initial contact was from behind. And that's what the referee, Luke Gardner, would have seen. Rodwell, who was in a centre-back role last week. This time playing in the holding midfield role. Rodwell back with it. Toomey. Tried to spring it forward to Van Rysel, the left back, getting into an advanced position. Able to quite get on the end of it, Van Rysel. It'll be a Hawke's Bay United throw. Jackson Woods stands over that one, leaves it for the right centre back, Caden Atkins. Manny Cole into the area for Hawke's Bay United. Can he find a teammate? No, he can't. Just tried to cut it back, but the Phoenix reserves player there. Come up with an important intervention. And into the hands of Alex Paulson. Paulson in a dangerous position once more. Akers looking to pounce. Trying to benefit from another gift. Hawke's Bay United come up with it again. A Cole. Mandir. Mandir willing to shoot. Well blocked though by Sermon. Now the Phoenix reserves look to break. Riley Bidwar has George Ott further forward. Just on the edge of the area, Ott tried to pick out the run of Toomey. Made a late run into the area. Unable to do so, but he wins possession. Back does Bidwar. Old to Nika. Old gets it from Hillis. Back to Sermon, who came up with that very important block earlier on the Mandir strike. Old will now switch play. Looking out to that far side. The Phoenix reserves left. Falls fortuitously to Toomey. Picks out Van Rysel, who had a shot, but skies it over the goal. And no concern there for Oscar Mason in the Hawke's Bay United goal. If you've just joined us here on Sky Sport Next, Oscar Mason on debut, 16-year-old out of Napier Boys. Congratulations to him, replacing regular custodian Scott Morris, who is on the bench this afternoon. The other change that Chris Greatholder and Bill Robertson have made is bringing Jackson Woods into the starting 11 in place of Jim Hoyle. And of course is one of Hawke's Bay's co-captains, along with Fergus Neal. And Paul Temple, Wellington Phoenix reserves coach, making 3 changes to his side. Ben Old and Finn Sermon back from suspension. And Alex Paulson returning in goal for Case Sims. No Thomas Rainbolt, though, through injury, or Alex Clayton, who's been dealing with a bug all week. Of course, goal scorer last week. Now Riley Bidwar into a bit of space, trying to feed it forward to Ott. Falls to Ott, George Ott. Well, I think his shot actually came off to me. A teammate on Nika. Hillis. Benjamin Old had some company, so had to quickly get rid of it. Slightly wayward pass, but Hillis picks up the loose ball. And all the way back the Phoenix go. So that attack comes to nothing, and they look to reset. Mogg. Ball down that left wing. Initial ball cut out well by Caden Atkins. The Phoenix reserves will have a throw deep inside Hawke's Bay United's half. Already halfway through this opening 45 here at Blue Water Stadium. Just the one goal from George Akers, which separated the two sides. Goal really was gifted by Alex Paulson, the Phoenix Reserves goalkeeper. But he had to finish, and he did. His 4th goal of the season. Sermon, Old, Hillis. Now Mandia pounces on the loose ball, and he springs forward, got a bit of space. Tries to unleash, link up with Akers. Too much on the ball, unfortunately, for Akers to chase down. There'll be a Phoenix throw deep inside their half now. Chris Nika. Looking down the line. The big figure of George Ott. Phoenix Reserves almost gifted another one there to George Emerson to have a strike. Cameron Emerson, excuse me. This time Phoenix clear. Woods. Manny Cole lets it run. Manny Cole into space, cutting it back. Here for Emerson. Great foot save from Paulson. Oh, another chance for Hawke's Bay United. That was nice work from Cole down there right. Found Emerson in a bit of space. Emerson with the left foot. Drilled it. And strong right foot from Paulson to deny the Hawke's Bay United front man. Nika. One-on-one with Othman. Takes on Othman. Almost beat him once, but Othman did just enough with a bit of help from captain Fergus Neal to come up with possession. Now Neal looking down the line, where Akers is peeled off. To keep hold of possession for his side. Now Mandia in a bit of space in midfield. He can march forward. Now comes down the line where Othman has made a run. Too much on that ball again from Mandia. Nika quickly with the throw in to get us restarted. Phoenix working down that far side there left. Bill Robertson still had enough a turn of pace there to get there before Riley Bidwar. Vastly experienced centre back. Now for a Phoenix throw inside Hawke's Bay United's half. Had one good strike on goal from Lewis Toomey. Saved by Oscar Mason. Tipped it round the post. Other than that, it's really most of the chances have gone Hawke's Bay United's way. Just one goal to show for it though so far. Hillis. The open Sermon. Mogg. All the way to Paulson, and Akers coming with the press, looking to put pressure on the Phoenix Reserves goalkeeper. He looks long. Hawke's Bay United, they'll win the loose ball. A Cole. Emerson. Emerson looking to find the late run of Bill Robertson, who made a lung-busting effort. Now could fall to Othman. Doesn't. Phoenix able to clear through Nika. Robertson from centre back. Just saw an opportunity and well picked out as well by teammate Emerson. I see Emerson just saw that run coming from Robertson in the end. A very important header from Finn Sermon. Otherwise it would have been on a plate for Bill Robertson, who made that run from centre back. Akers. He'll go have a go with that left foot, wraps his foot around it, straight again at the keeper, Paulson. Very assured when they in that kind of target area. The young Phoenix Reserves keeper. Just 18 years of age, as is so many of these players, 17, 18 or 19, all of them in the Phoenix Reserves 11. The honour of youngest player on the pitch goes to Hawke's Bay United with young 16-year-old Oscar Mason in goal for the hosts. Majority of their players in their early 20s, and then of course Bill Robertson, the big standout, the outlier, 36 years of age. But very much a force at this level still, Bill Robertson. Rodwell. Just play a 1-2 with Toomey. Too much pressure on Bidwar, in fact it was. And Bidwar goes back to his two centre backs. Rodwell looking for Nika, but well read by Othman. Chest that down, brings it under control, and Othman now likes to get forward. There's Othman. Finds Emerson, space here for a Cole, tees up Akers. Akers going to get the shot away, finds a Cole. Othman running forward, trying to get their last foot on it, as a Cole's effort was partially blocked. And Paulson awake to it and getting to that loose ball. Was already on the ground, so had to scramble, and Othman made him work. Paulson then earning a free kick. The challenge of Ahmed Othman. Othman, a great success story. Refugee from Syria. Goal scorer, of course, last week for Hawke's Bay United. His second of the season. Behind only Jesse Randall and George Akers, who scored his fourth earlier this afternoon. Now the Phoenix looking for that equaliser. Hillis to Old. Old, the breakdown in communication there, not quite well executed either. He's asking a lot of any of his teammates. We're going to make a run to get on the end of that one. Well read by Mason and goal for Hawke's Bay United. Othman takes on Old and then looks to free it up on this near side to Emerson. Emerson with the left-footed cross. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around it to try and find Akers. And a simple clean up for the Phoenix Reserves goalkeeper, Paulson. Rodwell. Sermon. Back to Paulson. Now this time, look long to halfway. Handball against Ott, pretty simple. He just wasn't able to bring that under cleanly. Paulson didn't have any options short, so went long. And Ott unable to bring that down. Pretty simple handball. Hang went up from Bill Robertson, agreed by referee Luke Gardner. And now Hawke's Bay United have earned themselves a corner kick. Graham Andia making his way over to that far corner. Right wing corner for Hawke's Bay United. And look to float one up to that back post. Rising high to meet it was Bill Robertson, but a good 15 more yards from the goal. And wasn't able to direct it on target. Mogg. Ellis. Sermon. Back to Paulson. A number of touches has the Phoenix Reserves goalkeeper. But Hawke's Bay United have made it very difficult for him to play out from the back. Again, Hawke's Bay United winning possession in midfield and springing forward. Akers finds Pickering. Pickering with the cross, looking for Emerson and also Mandir and a Cole in the area. But doesn't find them, and now the Phoenix look to break, but the Reserves give it away. Now Othman in a bit of space. Looking to tee up Akers, unable to do so, but Othman will get another opportunity here. Now looking at that back post for Akers. Important header from Mogg. And Mogg's not happy at his midfielders for allowing Othman the space there. Just tee up the ball. Try and find Akers. Mogg, though, backpedaling. Managed to hit over the byline for a goal kick. You can see Mogg there. Captain urging his teammates to try and do better. Put more pressure on the player in possession. Now Neal. Bit of space on this near side. Cross coming in. Deflected off Toomey's back. I think there were claims for a handball. Nothing given by the referee. And now George Ott winning the physical battle with Bill Robertson and earning a free kick, a relieving one at that for the Phoenix Reserves. See a good replay of this. Oh, hard to tell. Maybe elbow. Certainly wasn't a deliberate handball or anything like that. Toomey looked to turn his back on that. Attempted cross from Neal. We're back in a pretty familiar part of the pitch. A lot of the game has been played here. Phoenix Reserves at times really struggled to get out of their own half. Of course, the last meeting between these two sides ended in a 3-0 win for the Phoenix Reserves, with George Ott, Thomas Rainbolt, who's out injured this afternoon, and Riley Bidwar scoring second half goals. That was down in Wellington, though, at Lower Hutt. It's been a different story so far here at Hawke's Bay United. There's lots of space for Manny Cole. Dared to shoot and did. Thankfully for the Wellington Phoenix, it was relatively straightforward for Paulson. Dangerous signs for the visitors if they're going to allow Hawke's Bay United so much time in and around the area. They're going to pick out the right balls and get better shots off. Benjamin Old, nice little dribble to evade a couple of players. There's a 1-2 on that far side, but comes back to Mogg. Paulson. Wouldn't surprise me if he's had more touches than any other player on the park. Alex Paulson, the Phoenix Reserves keeper. A lot of play just outside his area. at his feet. Space for Emerson now. Othman. Mandir looked to spin out of the challenge and keep hold of possession. Not quite able to do so, but having a throw and taking it quickly. It was Akers trying to play a 1-2 with Mandir. Weren't quite on the same page there. And Akers, I think it was attempted pass, going straight to Paulson and goal for the Wellington Phoenix reserves. Of course, given Eastern Suburbs defeat yesterday, 7-0 loss to Team Wellington. And in fact, there are still 2 games to play after this one of them being Canterbury United playing the league leaders Auckland City. Hawke's Bay United will believe if they can get a result here, all 3 points, they'll still be in the hunt for a top 4. Quite amazing given they lost their first 5 games. They were without a point for round 6. They got a breakthrough win against Waitakere United as the Phoenix reserves get a rare chance to break inside the Hawke's Bay United box, but just no end product there. As that attempted cross, I think, from Van Rysel, sails high and wide. Great ball to pick out of Cole. Cole 1-on-1 with Rodwell. Cuts inside. Tees up to Othman. Othman in plenty of space. Can he get the shot away? Now the support arrives in the form of Nika, and he goes near post and unable to hit the target. Ahmed Othman. Cut back on his right foot and went near post. And if he had on target, it may have been a tough one to keep out by Paulson, but it wasn't. And it remains Hawke's Bay United 1, Wellington Phoenix reserves 0. 6 minutes remaining in the first 45 here at Blue Water Stadium. And a beautiful afternoon in the Bay. Nice wind coming across. Akers now in the area. Tries to tee up Mandir. Mandir tries to steer one home. Tipped over the bar by Paulson. Again, space for Hawke's Bay United in and around the area. Akers able to just turn and tee up the late arriving Mandir. And a very important tip by Paulson. It's relatively comfortable. But that was goal bound from Mandir, who will now make his way over that far corner, right wing corner for Hawke's Bay United. To take this corner. You can see the flags in the corner. A bit more wind today, but nothing that should really have an impact on this game of football, apart from slightly cooling down the players. Fergus Neal tried to wrap his left foot around that one and cross it in, but unable to get hold of it completely and sail safely into the arms of Paulson from Wellington Phoenix reserve perspective. Pickering picking up the loose ball all the way back to Mason. It's a rare touch, especially in contrast to his opposite, Alex Paulson. Most of the game has been played down this end. Wellington Phoenix half, and a lot of it in and around their box, which will not please coach Paul Temple. To work out how they try and change things in the second half. Half-time fast approaching. Mandir with space to measure the cross. Tried to pick out Woods late arriving. Phoenix first to it though. Old does well to hold up Othman, but then unfortunately the ball bounces into his hand. The assistant on the near side flagging. It was quite a clear handball. He did well here, good strength shown, but Yeah, the only way he could bring that down was with the arm. Pretty much came straight up into it. Sermon, good strong header. Othman, the challenge with Hillis. Hillis tried to stop the throw in, which the referee allows to play to continue here. Akers, that was a slightly dangerous area for, I think, Hillis to be in there. And the challenge just right in the edge of the area. Don't want to be giving away a penalty there. Neal with an opportunity. Good strong block by Sermon, and Mogg first to the header. But now it comes to a Cole to Akers. Akers tries to beat Paulson near post, but can't get it on target. Hawke's Bay United are creating opportunity after opportunity. And they will be disappointed they do not have more to show than just their 1-goal lead here. Not really been able to test Paulson. Only one really testing save, you would call, for Paulson in the half. And a number go straight at him. Hawke's Bay United missed the target with a few as well. Well, please, great Holder and Robertson that they're creating these opportunities, but the Phoenix certainly capable goal scorers themselves. They might want maybe more of a 1-goal cushion, especially for their efforts in this first 43 and change here at Blue Water Stadium. Mogg. Coming back is Bidwar. Manages to avoid one. Bidwar dribbling forward. Pickering, who he beat the first time, comes back and wins possession. Strong tackle by Pickering. Applauded by the crowd here at Blue Water Stadium. They like that commitment from their midfielder. Cole, equally well dispossessed, and then a Cole fouls Hillis. Free kick going the Wellington Phoenix reserves way. This may be their final opportunity, you'd think, in this opening 45. Wait to see what fourth official Trent Pedley puts up as far as any added time in the first 45. Another free kick going against Sam Pickering this time. Hillis takes it quickly back to Mogg, trying to find a way through this Hawke's Bay United side, which has been pretty resolute so far. Been very hard to break down. Phoenix Reserves had a lot of possession, just not at the right end of the field. 1 minute of added time, says fourth official Trent Pedley. A minimum of course. If there are any further stoppages. Ben Old allowed to dribble forward. Bidwar tried to steer it towards Ott. Appeals for handball. Nothing given by referee Gardner. And picking up the scraps is young Oscar Mason. Clears long. Happy to take this 1-goal lead into the Sheds Hawke's Bay United. They would have been thinking they had a few opportunities to pick up more. And referee Luke Gardner says no more this time. Bill Robertson and Sam Pickering were in the area. Hasn't been any yellow cards in the first half of this, the second game of week 12 of the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. And Luke Gardner's had enough. It's half time. As Hawke's Bay United, who are leading the Wellington Phoenix reserves 1-0. Goal coming from George Akers in the 5th minute, his 4th goal of the season, separating the sides. But they could have had more. Hawke's Bay United, a number of goal-scoring opportunities, but haven't really tested Paulson and goal. Missed the target a few times with the goal big, and here is the goal to George Akers, and Paulson would like to have that one back. Poor pass, looking to play out from the back, got it from Rodwell, and misdirected. Don't quite know who he was trying to pick out there, but all he did was pick out the Hawke's Bay United striker, who first time effort with the left foot knocked it home for his 4th of the season to give Hawke's Bay United a 1-0 lead here at the break. We'll be back with the second half action shortly here from Blue Water Stadium. Welcome back to Blue Water Stadium as we get ready for second half action in our Week 12 ISPS Handa Men's Premiership game between Hawke's Bay United and the Wellington Phoenix reserves. Hawke's Bay United with the 1-goal advantage. Goal coming in the 5th minute. Here it is again. Paulson, well, not like us showing this replay time and time again. Moment to forget for the young Phoenix reserves goalkeeper as he looked to play it out from the back. Wayward pass straight to George Akers. Akers' first time effort finds the back of the net, and that's what's separating the two sides. But the scoreline doesn't really tell the full story. Hawke's Bay United have been quite dominant. The majority of players been played just in and around the Wellington Phoenix reserves goal mouth, and they've had a number of shots just miss the target or go straight to Paulson. I think forced into one really difficult save as the Phoenix reserves goalkeeper. And down the other end, the Phoenix reserves have just not been able to test the debutant, 16-year-old Oscar Mason, in goal on debut for Hawke's Bay United. He made one nice fingertip save to deny Lewis Toomey, but other than that, it's been relatively comfortable as the youngster making his way back to goal. Hawke's Bay United now will play from left to right as we see it in their black strip. Wellington Phoenix reserves in yellow playing from right to left. George Akers and Kramandir will get us back underway in this second 45. No changes by the looks of things from either coach at the half. Same 11s that started for Chris Greatholder and Bill Robertson, Hawke's Bay United co-coaches, and for Paul Temple, Wellington Phoenix Reserve and Wellington Phoenix Academy head coach. Starting the second 45 as well. Promising start for the Phoenix Reserves here. Ott tries the turn, but referee deciding to bring it back for the free kick on the edge of the area. And Hawke's Bay United make sure that's not taken quickly. As Riley Bidwar just got his foot to it before Bill Robertson. And Bill Robertson, having attempted to clear, clipped Bidwar. Relatively simple decision for referee Gardner. And it was Toomey standing over this one. It's a difficult distance to get it up and down from here. Over the wall. You can maybe try and bend it around it or go under, but given how close it is, just outside the 18-yard box in the semicircle, Toomey, no one else around this one. Toomey will strike, tries to bend it around and scores. Well done by Lewis Toomey. That's brilliant from the dead ball area. Going to be difficult to find the back of the net, I said from there. Well, you mate did it with aplomb. It was Toomey. Going around the wall, which maybe wasn't quite set up where it should have been perhaps. And also beat Othman, who made his way back to the line over his head. And the Wellington Phoenix reserves equalise early in this second half. What a start for them, and just the start that coach Paul Temple would have wanted. A brilliant free kick from Lewis Toomey, of course, formerly with Hawke's Bay United. You'll know a few of the younger players in the Hawke's Bay United set up well. Cole tries to thread it forward for Emerson. Out of reach for Emerson. He hangs his head. The Phoenix reserves looking to play out from the back as they attempted to, with very mixed results. Really struggled at times to get out of their own half, the Phoenix reserves. The wind is in their favour though for the second 45, so that's always their option. If they do want to look long, they can do. Jackson Woods cuts it back for a Cole. Cole leaves it. And Pickering over the bar. was well set up for Manny Cole, but he decided to leave it for Pickering. There's Woods. Cutting it back. Cole leaves it. Lets it run. Pickering first time. Over the bar. No issue there for Paulson. Not called upon. Benjamin Old. To Nika. Back to Old. And he's had a few touches, but hasn't been as influential as usual for the Wellington Phoenix reserves. Equal top goal scorer with Riley Bidwar is Ben Old. Here is Bidwar. Too Old. Strike comes in. Off the post. Still on chance here for Georgiot. And he's offside. Georgiot is offside. And that was in fact a shot coming in from Oscar Van Haddam. So there has been a substitution by the Phoenix reserves at the half that didn't see. Oscar Van Haddam straight into the action. And denied by the post. And then Ott judged to be offside with his follow-up. The Phoenix have a goal disallowed in the reserves. Just looking out onto the pitch, looks like it's quite an attacking move, in fact, by Paul Temple. He's brought off the holding midfielder Adam Hillis and replaced him by Oscar Van Haddam, who has gone into that front three with Bidwar and Ott. Toomey dropping a bit deeper, but just coming in now behind the front three alongside Benjamin Old, and now Jalen Rodwell, the lone holding midfielder. Jackson Woods into a bit of space. Threading it through for Emerson. Emerson with the attempted cross, and I think that might be in a nasty area there for the Phoenix defender. As Curtis Mogg, the captain, looked to block it. And it looked like that may have gone straight into the groin. The youngster. Phoenix reserves, so Paul Temple there, the edge of his area. Be very happy with the way the second 45 has gone. Great contrast from the first 45, when there wouldn't have been too much to smile about from a Phoenix reserves perspective. Mandia floating one in, well claimed by Paulson, but too close to the keeper, and he was strong, got high, and there was no one for Hawke's Bay United, was able to beat him to the ball there. Rodwell brings forward Van Rysel down their left. Given space, finds Bidwar, who slightly underhits the pass, and Manny Cole's able to pick up and win the race to the ball. Akers, who has Mogg all over him, is able to find Emerson, gets the return ball. Bit of space to find Othman. Othman blasts one over. Another opportunity for Ahmed Othman. Othman's attempt unable to test Paulson once more. That was a nice movement though by Hawke's Bay United. Akers doing very well to hold up play, finding Emerson, getting the return ball, and then creating something for Othman, rewarding his run down there left. Mogg and Rysel, a bit of space, finding Bidwar. Can he slip it through for forward run coming from Toomey? No, size too difficult, so coming back now at the feet of Old. Rodwell and Rysel. Bidwire to Toomey. Switching play out to their right. Nika as well held up by Othman, who then wins the ball cleanly as well and frees it up for Emerson, who goes down and is judged to be fouled by Finn Sermon. And Sermon goes into the referee's notebook. Yellow card. Of course, Finn Sermon just back from suspension. I see a replay there. Might be slightly unlucky. There's Sermon. May have got the ball first. Maybe it was the trailing leg, which is the issue for referee Gardner. So the first player in the referee's notebook is Finn Sermon, as I mentioned. He was one of the players red carded against Eastern Suburbs a fortnight ago. In the opening exchanges, in fact, red carded Sermon. A game that Phoenix Reserves have gone to lose 8-0 as Othman will have a go from distance here. In fact, tries to turn provider this time. Hawke's Bay unable to get on the end of it. Othman it falls to again. Feeds it forward to Robertson. Robertson can't quite keep hold of possession. And now a bit of space down the near side for Van Rysel. He turns back though. Finds Toomey. Bidwire. Slightly under-hit pass. Made it difficult for Van Rysel. And Mandir picks it up now. Back into the centre of the park for a Cole. It's a wayward ball from a Cole. Like that one back. Ben Old stands up. A Cole. Now making some inroads straight through the middle of the park. A Cole snaps at his heels, so he gives it up to Bidwire. Bidwire one-on-one with Woods. Woods beats out the first time effort. Now back to goal. Bidwire coming back to Van Rysel. Left-footed cross. First to it was Robertson, but not a great clearance. Benjamin Old with an opportunity here. Can he get on that right side to get the shot away? Hawke's Bay United close him down well. Now Rodwell with the shot. Good block from Mandir. That had to be made. That looked like he had some venom on that shot. Looked goal bound. Obviously Oscar Mason would have had something to say about it, but wasn't needed. Mandir with the block. Rodwell, another chance to strike this time. Not quite the same venom or accuracy as that one sails wide. But just dared to shoot here, isn't he? Look at the space he has. Mandir comes halfway at him at the end. Rodwell head and hands. He should have done better. Should have hit the target. Should have tested Mason in the Hawke's Bay United goal. Toomey. In fact, Bidwire. Rodwell. Van Rysel making a run down their left flank. Bullied off the ball by Emerson, who tracked that run very well to the Hawke's Bay United front man. And Wellington Phoenix Reserves, they will be happy where the ball is after being forced to defend and forced to play inside, well inside their half for large periods of the first 45. Certainly has been a bright opening, highlighted of course by that goal to Lewis Toomey. Great free kick, set piece from the top of the box. Mandir looking down the line. Cut out by Phoenix Reserves. Throw into the hosts. Brought down well, I think on the thigh there by Akers. Look to find Emerson. Too much on it. And back to Paulson. And collects. Rolls it out to Sermon. And the referee's notebook. Yellow card picked up a few minutes ago. Good ball forward this. Forward to the Phoenix Reserves. Van Haddam back from injury, making a menace of himself. And a positive change by Paul Temple. Showing his pace there against Fergus Neal. In the end, Fergus Neal doing just enough to put off the youngster. And clears it for a corner for the Phoenix reserves. Van Rysel making his way over to take this one. The left back, in fact it's a goal, it's a throw-in, isn't it? Van Rysel to take this deep in the left wing corner for Phoenix reserves. No, it is a corner. He's just bouncing the ball. Full me. Showing his strength. There, Boudoir to hold off Woods. And a throw in now. So that corner came to nothing. They tried the short corner. Didn't work. Now Van Rysel going to wind up with a throw into the area. Trying to find the big figure of Ott. First time ball won by Neil. Phoenix back with it. Old. Rodwell. Toomey. Nice turn from Toomey. Toomey with the first time shot. Lovely little turn and shoot from Toomey. But wide of the target. It doesn't test Oscar Mason. Oh, breakdown between the two Hawke's Bay United players. Phoenix reserves wanted a free kick, not given, but they win back possession anyway. Now Old. Bit of a push in the back. Old with a chance to shoot. I think he was caught in two minds there. Ben Old, whether to try and slip a pass to a teammate or shoot. In the end, he did neither. Missed the target and didn't find a teammate. Nice run, though. And he's certainly been an ever-present for Phoenix in that midfield in this second half. I did mention it has been quite quiet in the first 45 as a return from suspension, but influential so far. Van Hedem also. Now Othman. A Cole. Cole feeding it forward to Akers. Akers has teammate forward in Emerson, but there's three Phoenix defenders there. They always favour to come up with a loose ball, and eventually Toomey collects, finds Old again, and gets another push in the back, this time from Mandir. Old quickly takes the free kick, trying to find Van Hedem. It's another race between Van Hedem and Neil. Van Hedem just keeps in the ball off the byline, but Neil comes back at him and wins possession. Oscar Van Hedem gives up free kick this time. A relieving one at that for Hawke's Bay United. Chris Greatholder and Bill Robertson, the co-coaches for Hawke's Bay, will not like the way this game is going since coming out of the sheds. Certainly, Wellington Phoenix reserves have the majority of play, and unlike the first half when it was mostly in and around their penalty box, second half they've had a lot of opportunities in and around the Hawke's Bay United area. This time unable to come up with something, but great tackle again by Benjamin Old. This time he's in the area, Old, but well tackled, strong as well. That was by Hawke's Bay. And they lose possession. Shot comes in straight though at Oscar Mason. Pickering. Out that far side to Othman, who's always willing to take on opposition players. Now a Cole tried to get through three Phoenix defenders, unable to do so. Nycat, slightly wayward first touch, but first to second. And a throw in going Hawke's Bay United's way. I think initially the official on that far side, giving the throw in to Phoenix reserves. Appeals from the Hawke's Bay United bench, and referee Gardner overturned it. Cross coming in, first to it's Paulson. Toomey. Threads a nice ball forward to Bidwar. Bidwar, one-on-one with his opposition defender. Back with a Bidwar. Bidwar chance to shoot straight at Mason, who stays upright, comes off his chest for a corner. Didn't go to ground, Mason. Made himself big. Needed to here. Coming off his chest. Strong goalkeeping from the youngster. Substitution now for Hawke's Bay United. Gavin Hoy, experienced player coming off the bench for Cameron Emerson. Gavin Hoy scored a couple of goals for Hawke's Bay United this season. Vastly experienced player out of Canada. And Van Rysel take this corner after that chest save from Oscar Mason, excuse me. Straight into the game is Hoy, unable to bring the ball under control though. But then the Phoenix gift it straight back to Hawke's Bay United. Space for the host down that left wing. A wayward ball from Othman trying to find a goal. And Akers was maybe saying, could have given a simpler ball to me. Apology came from Othman. Takes this throw in and earns another one for Hawke's Bay United, trying to restore their lead of the hosts. Rodwell looking long. No Phoenix player around. Bill Robertson had time. Pick up the pass. Now Mandir. First time ball forward. Rodwell trying first time ball of his own to no success now. Othman coming inside to Hoy. Hoy with a bit of space. Trying to return the ball to Othman. Well cut out by the Phoenix reserves, who will look to break if they can quickly, but Old is held up momentarily before he does find Bidwar, always a willing runner. Van Rysel, nice turn from Toomey. Just gives himself a bit of space and returns the ball to Riley Bidwar. Riley Bidwar finds the back of the net. The Wellington Phoenix reserves lead here at Blue Water Stadium. And Bidwar just mentioning how he's given an outlet so often on that left flank for the Phoenix reserves. And this time he's rewarded for his run into the box by Louis Toomey, who scored the first, sets up the second, but well finished by Riley Bidwar. As left it late to deliver the shot, as Oscar Mason went down, lifting it over him. And the Phoenix reserves, who were so outplayed in the first half, now lead here in this Week 12 ISPS Handa Men's Premiership contest. And as I was mentioning late in that first half, Hawke's Bay may rue their missed opportunities, but almost an equaliser straight back. Jackson Woods, his effort, though, rising high over the bar. Wasn't far off the target, though. As Othman's cross comes in, top of the box, Woods, and rises over the bar. And Paulson not required to deny Hawke's Bay United wing back. Made a great run forward. Van Rysel, he's getting more and more advanced in this second 45. Dispossessed this time though by Atkins. Back to Robertson. wasn't able to find Hawke. Mogg with a bit of time, and he'll go all the way back to Paulson, is well out of his area. Toomey. And a nice turn led to the lead up to the second Phoenix goal. Before he had that reverse pass to Bidwar. It's a lovely ball from Toomey. Now Rodwell. Good strength there by Hawke's Bay United to dispossessed George Ott. They can't turn it into anything though. Sermon first to the loose ball. Fergus Neal going to ground. Wins it. Free kick though. Just have been fouled by George Ott. I don't know if there was much in that. But Hawke's Bay United will take it. Mothman now with a bit of space down. The Hawke's Bay United left, tries to measure across, but it's wayward to say the least. Nowhere near finding the George Acres or Gavin Hoy, who runs into the area. Fergus Neal, Hawke's Bay United captain today. There's co-captain Jim Hoyle on the bench this afternoon. Coming up with a loose ball is Van Haddam, and he is fouled. And it's a simple one. Might see the second yellow card of the afternoon. And going to Hawke's Bay United captain, Fergus Neal. In fact, the foul on Benjamin Old. As Old knocked it past Neal. And Neal certainly was late. Don't know if there's a huge amount of contact as Old looked to avoid the contact. Jumping up. Certainly looked more spectacular. I think the foul was, but relatively straightforward yellow card for referee Gardner. Now Rodwell with the free kick, looking to whip it to the back post. Rising high was Bidwar. Can't quite get a clean header on it. Now Toomey trying to whip in the cross. Manny Cole with his hands behind his back. Appeals for a handball anyway from the Phoenix reserves. That'll be a corner for the visitors. A little over 20 minutes remaining here at Blue Water Stadium. This is the second game of week 12 of the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. First, an absolute cracker from a Team Wellington perspective anyway. 7-0 beating Eastern Suburbs. Absolute goal fest at David Farrington. 3 goals so far here. Would not be surprised though if there are more to come in the 90 minutes. It's scoreless between Auckland City and Canterbury United. Midway through the first 45 at Kiwi Tear Street. And the third match of the week. Two rounds, of course, to come in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership after this one. And then our 4 o'clock game this afternoon, Hamilton Wanderers hosting Waitakere United to complete week 12 action. Thanks to all. Plenty of action to come here though. Benjamin Old as the Phoenix turnover possession. Van Rysel. Toomey. It's been so good in the second half. Can he create something again here? Looks to take on all of Hawke's Bay United's players. He's tackled by Robertson, and eventually a Cole is able to clear. Can't quite link up with Acres though. Sermon, who got first to that ball forward by a Cole. Pickering. Neal. Recently into the referee's notebook, yellow carded. Benjamin Old, lovely little turn to get rid of Fergus Neal. Breaking forward now onto the edge of the area is Old. Attempted a turn on Bill Robertson, but Bill Robertson had the cover there from Fergus Neal, and they're able to hold up the Phoenix Reserves youngster. So that attack fizzling out. The whole Old strode forward. He's looking dangerous for a moment, but Hawke's Bay unit did well to contain Old. Now Gavin Hoy. Old's opposite number. Old with the great ball forward to Akers, and it scrambled forward. Scrambled into the goal, rather. Not sure if Akers got the final touch. We'll see if we can catch with the replay or whether that came off the Phoenix Reserves. But Hawke's Bay United, nonetheless, equalise here at Blue Water Stadium. And it was Gavin Hoy turning creator. Ball forward to Akers. And I think that may have been an own goal for Van Rysel, unfortunately. Here we see it again. It's hard to see exactly who got the final touch, but I think it was Van Rysel in the area. Very upset with how that turned out. So, George Akers / own goal. Unsure exactly who got the final touch on that one. Whatever the result, Hawke's Bay United will take it because they're level and they got a chance now to claim all 3 points and reward their first half endeavours. Phoenix Reserves, though, will have something to say about that. Ott brings in Van Hattem. Van Hattem try to spring it forward to Old. Too much on that ball forward. Well collected by Oscar Mason. Neal. Back to Robertson. Now Mandia. Bit of space in midfield. Perhaps some tiring bodies there. Not much pressure on Mandia. Fergus. Excuse me, Jackson Woods rather, not Fergus Neal. Jackson Woods brought that down very nicely. Shot though, left a bit to be desired. Unable to test Alex Paulson. Great ball inside to beat Van Rysel and get rid of him. But then unable to hit the target as he looked to beat Paulson at the near post. Neal. Back to Mason. Hawke's Bay United will again look to play out from the back. Mason finds Hoy, in turn gives it to Woods, who tries to return it to Hoy. There's some fresh legs off the bench for Hawke's Bay United. Wasn't able to chase that one down though. Paulson winning the race to it. And clearing for Hawke's Bay United throw. A collision between Van Rysel and Woods. And it's Hawke's Bay United a free kick. Yeah, overly aggressive there with the contest, Van Rysel. As Woods was first to the ball, Van Rysel then came in slightly late. As Mandia now standing over this free kick. Looking to drift one onto the edge of the 6-yard area. Great header from Akers. Knocked back in from a Cole. But free kick going to be given against Hawke's Bay United. Well, they had the ball in the back of the net. And Hawke's Bay United apoplectic. I can't believe this one. Great header from Akers. Unlucky to be denied by the post, but then a Cole knocked it home. Here we see the replay. So Akers wins the first time ball. So Paulson, who ended up climbing on Hoy, is judged to have been fouled by Hoy, is what referee Luke Gardner, I think, has said. Denying the keeper chance to get the ball, but I don't know if there was anything that Hoy did wrong there. It's very harsh on Hawke's Bay United. And the Phoenix Reserves can consider themselves Rather lucky, I would say. It remains 2 apiece. Goal disallowed. And they both had a goal disallowed. The Phoenix for reserves for offside. Hawke's Bay United for a foul in the area. Old out to Nika. Nika looks to whip it across. It's blocked, and there you can see Chris Greatholder, another member of the Hawke's Bay United staff, having a chat with the 4th official, Trent Pedley, trying to get an explanation there. Of course, they would have been some distance away from it. Don't have the benefit of our replays, but I think Hawke's Bay United certainly have something to be aggrieved about. Anyway, Old has the corner kick. Robertson first to it, and Hawke's Bay United first to the second ball too. Now Hoy, he's been a willing runner since coming on, as you'd hope with fresh legs. Now a Cole. Manny a Cole. To Akers, back to a Cole. Slightly wayward ball, but a Cole runs it down. And he's fouled on the edge of the area. A needless foul there from Nike. Done his job holding up a Cole. Cole wasn't really going anywhere. Perhaps a bit of a tired foul from Chris Nika. Just on the edge of the area too. Here's a replay again of the disallowed goal. So there's only one Hawke's Bay United player there that could have potentially fouled Paulson, and that is judged to be Gavin Hoy. I don't know what Gavin Hoy did to Paulson apart from stand there. And he wasn't backing down on the goalkeeper or anything like that. He just stood at Paulson, came to collect. Didn't grab it. Good header from Akers, and then a Cole followed it up. The rebound. Should have stood. Should have stood. Unlucky. Hawke's Bay United. That's from my perspective anyway, as that free kick comes to Nout. And Wellington Phoenix reserves look to reclaim the ascendancy they've had for large periods of the second half at Hawke's Bay United. Since that equaliser in the 73rd minute, I think was an own goal to Van Rysel. Hard to tell. George Akers was in the area as well. No doubt he'll claim it. Toomey striding forward, finding Bidwar. Great opportunity for Bidwar. Great save from Oscar Mason. Strong hands from the youngster. Bidwar looked for a second. Mason denied him. Again, Toomey turning provider. Left-footed effort. It was goal-bound. Good save by Oscar Mason. A 16-year-old on debut at the Napier boys. Old to take. At the back post, Ott wins the battle to it, can't direct it goalward. So Mason has certainly been a lot busier than he was in the first 45 minutes. It's fair to say. The debutant. Paulson looking for either Ott or Bidwar. Can't find either of them. And Fergus Neal allowed to almost walk the ball up to halfway before he gets any resistance. Now Othman, now Hoy back to Othman. Othman cutting back inside, returns the ball to Hoy. Hoy at the byline, the cross coming in, trying to find Othman. Only as far as Othman. The deflection falls straight at him, and he pokes it home with the right foot. And Hawke's Bay United this time do have their third. 3-2, they now lead the Phoenix reserves, and it's Ahmed Othman with his third goal of the season. Here we see the replay. Fact was looking for Pickering the first time round. And had a nice run into the area, Pickering. Checked his run nicely. Was looked to be rewarded. And then the clearance only going as far as Othman. And the Phoenix reserves just couldn't react in time. As we've seen, another change for the Phoenix reserves. Looks like Oscar Howe is on for George Ott, on the looks of things. So that will mean a bit of a change to the shape. And we're also going to see a Hawke's Bay United change as well. Harry Bark is going to make his way onto the pitch. In fact, Zach Madsen making his way on for Jackson Woods. Excuse me, not Harry Barker, the Wellington Phoenix reserves, of course. It's Zach Madsen of Hawke's Bay United on for Jackson Woods of Hawke's Bay. Woods who's been tireless down the right-hand side. Placed by Zach Madsen, who will fill in now down that right flank. Pickering tried to find its way back to a Cole, but slightly wayward pass. Now Van Hattem trying to find Old, unable to do so. Toomey, Akers in the way. Othman forward to Hoy. Hoy unable to quite control it under the attentions of Sermon. Now Mogg. Old, nice little turn. Had the space to do so, but unable to link up with Bidwar, who's now the furthest forward. And George Ott having made way. Nika down the right wing side looking for the forward run of Toomey, who's more and more advanced now in this Phoenix shape. He's been very impressive, Lewis Toomey. One goal scored, a beautiful free kick. Another one, great pass to find Riley Bidwar, who knocked it past keeper Mason. That gave the Phoenix at the time a 2-1 lead. And now in the same situation they were at the half, a goal down, and time is very much against them now here at Blue Water Stadium. Mason looking towards halfway, nodded out by the replacement and Zach Madsen. And we're going to see final substitution made by the Phoenix reserves. So Noah Karunaratne is going to be on for Chris Nika. So that'll bring about a change formation-wise for the Phoenix reserves. They'll move to a back three now, so the right back coming off, and that being Chris Nika, replaced by more of a playmaker, attacking midfielder and a winger and Karunaratne. Noah, whose brother Seth made his debut last week and became the youngest player in the ISPS Handa Premiership. And straight into the action, Karunaratne. Losing possession though. Now Hawke's Bay United look to turn it into something. Nice work by Akers. Had two Phoenix players on him, but then he couldn't quite find a Cole. Cut out well it was by the replacement, Oscar Howe. Madsen. A Cole, the fortuitous keep hold of position, finds Akers in a slightly deeper role now since Gavin Hoy's come onto the field. Excuse me. That was Othman, wasn't it? Not Chol. Phoenix win possession back. Van Hattem back to Rodwell, who's now the third member of that centre back trio. So Formation change for Phoenix reserves. In fact, at times, Rodwell may be playing as a right back, and Howe moving into that holding midfield role that Rodwell was playing it. Here's Karunaratne. Busy player. Finds Old. Old back to Karunaratne. Can he get the shot away? Not this time. A nice cushion header from Mandir, who tracked the run well. Back to his keeper, Oscar Mason. Karunaratne, and there was Van Haddam trying to feed it forward to Riley Bidwar, but well read by Mandir, the midfielder, to deny Bidwar a second. Already denied a second by Oscar Mason. The Phoenix forward. This time it was Mandir who was awake to that danger. Back to his keeper. That man Mason, I say man, 16 years of age, still at Napier Boys, Oscar Mason. A big moment for him on debut. And getting closer to being on the winning side. And he's made a telling save to make this the scoreline. Free kick given up by Bill Robertson. On Riley Bidwar. Taken quickly by the Phoenix. They look to pour some numbers forward. Sermon to Old. Old look to link up with Bidwar, and luckily he does, and then the shot coming in from Old can't be contained by Mason, but fortunately for him, Fergus Neal was the first man on the spot, his captain, and he clears. Corner kick for the Phoenix reserves. So Old getting the shot there as we see the replay. So it's rather fortuitous to get the ball back. His pass was slightly wayward coming off Mandir, but then steered back to Old. An Old left-footed shot is saved by Mason. Now Van Rysel. Van Rysel's corner. Still at the feet of the Phoenix. They whip in a second time ball. Hawke's Bay United clear on into the edge of the area. And now they look down that left wing side. One-on-one. There's Gavin Hoy, who now unleashes the forward run. A replacement, Madsen. Madsen looking to return it to the late arriving Cole. Great run from Cole. Phoenix player at that back post doing just enough to put Cole off, and Cole couldn't hit the target. He had just bounced up. And Cole coming off his shin and wide. A great run into the area though. As we shortly look at fourth official Trent Pedley. See how much added time we will have. Unless he's already snuck the board up without us noticing. 90 minutes have elapsed here. Now at Blue Water Stadium. Assuming he's already put the board up and we've missed it. Anyway, still Hawke's Bay United playing the ball at the right end of the field from their perspective as they look to close out this one and secure their fourth win of the season and to keep them in the hunt for a top four finish. This is when you want your ball kids to help slow the game down, take time to get the ball. That time there was no of that cynicism involved. It's just the ball ran quite outside the bars of the ground here. Obviously the Phoenix reserves on the flip side trying to use every second available to them. Need to get the ball in the other half. Hawke's Bay United doing a good job keeping Phoenix pinned down inside the area. Hawke's Bay United will remain 7th, second to bottom of the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership if they hold on here. But that'd only be, as it currently stands, a couple of points outside the top 4. Manny Cole, can he add a 4th? Just trying to get rid of Finn Sermon, wasn't able to do so. Now Benjamin Old springing forward. Great tackle by Karan Mandia, who's had some big important moments in this second half. And then Pickering looked to cross, cut out by Mogg. It's going to be a corner kick, and Mogg doing the duties for the ball kid, taking the ball to the corner flag. Referee Luke Gardner checks his watch. Can't be much time remaining here at Blue Water Stadium. And that is going to be it. Hawke's Bay United have their 3rd win of the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership season. 4th win, excuse me. And it is a win that keeps them 7th on the ladder, but more importantly, keeps them in the hunt for a top 4 place, a semi-final berth in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. A topsy-turvy game, a come-from-behind result. They did lead 1-0 at the half, Hawke's Bay United. They were quickly down 2-1, though, early in the second half. And then goals coming in the last quarter of an hour have taken them to this 3-2 victory. Here's their first. Played it a number of times now. Alex Paulson, one to forget. George Akers benefiting. And a spectacular equaliser from Lewis Toomey. Top free kick this. Beating Ahmed Othman, the man on the line, to make it 1 apiece. This was a yellow card to Finn Sermon. First of the game. Now this is the Phoenix second. Toomey, who scored the first. This time turns provider. Good finish from Riley Bidwar. That made it Phoenix Reserves 2, Hawke's Bay United 1. And the first Hawke's Bay United player went in the book. Fergus Neal, the captain, picking up a yellow card. With about 20 minutes remaining. As the Wellington Phoenix Reserves looked on top. But then, the introduction of Gavin Hoy was a great change for Hawke's Bay United. That goal, perhaps an own goal for Phoenix Reserves. I know George Akers will no doubt claim it. And this is a very contentious moment. Akers winning the header strongly. Off the post. Manny Cole knocks it into the empty net. But a free kick given by referee Luke Gardner against Gavin Hoy. But then Gavin Hoy had the next say. Cross comes in, falls to Ahmed Othman. And Othman pokes it past Alex Paulson for the match winner for Hawke's Bay United. And they remain in the semi-final hunt here in the ISPS Handa Men's Premiership. Of course, 2 weeks remaining. Next week they are visiting Waitakere United. That's going to be a huge game in the context of the season. Wellington Phoenix Reserves will be hosting Auckland City next Saturday. That's it from us here at Blue Water Stadium in Hawke's Bay. A big thank you to Chris Newbold, Tiger Waikino and Hannah Braddock for all their work, the Stream Shop team. I'm Brenton Vanisseroy, wishing you all a good afternoon.